Dun, 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 dun. How's it going, everybody? Someone tonight had asked me to read a scary story. And I'm like, my God, I can't find any scary enough stories. And I'm not kidding. I'm really having a hard time finding scary stories. I literally keep thinking about writing my own fucking scary story. I thought about it, winging it. Hey, Bobby Ramos. I thought about like winging it and telling a scary story. And I was going to make it up as I went along and see how it went. I'm pretty good with writing and stuff, you know? Although I haven't written in a long time. But hi, Cassidy. Oh, do a scary story? Well, no. I picked up, there's one I picked up and started reading. Then I started making one up in my head, which I don't even know if it's any good. It was like, okay. I don't know. How is everybody doing first? Let's all talk about that. How's everybody doing? Okay. All right. I'm gonna wing it. Okay. Let's pretend I can write good. I'm glad you're doing good. And if it's no good, we'll stop it. Okay. What do they call it? Not really, like, I'm just winging it. I'm thinking I'm making this up as I go along. Like as if we were sitting around a campfire and I was telling a scary story that I'm making up. Okay. The screaming stopped at midnight. The screaming stopped every night at midnight. For the last 6 weeks in their new house, newly constructed house, this disembodied screaming started at 11:47 p.m. Sorry, 11:47 p.m. I'm thrown off by this. What is this, Missy Siska Tree Cassidy? I pray for you. What does that mean? The fuck does that mean? Don't come in and what are you praying for? Is Cassidy going through something bad? Fuck you gotta throw me off for? I don't know. Is that any good, you guys? There's the first fucking purple sentence. Fucking people, man. Does anybody even know this person? Alright, because I'm blocking. I blocked that Missy Squitchy, whatever who the hell that is. I don't know who the fuck that is. Hi, Ministry. Yeah, I blocked that person because I don't know who the fuck that is, and they're throwing me off. I know they threw me off my fucking story, fucking assholes. Forgot where I was. Yeah, I thought it was good too for the first 3 sentences. I was making that up as I was going along too. That shit was scary. Yep, that shit was gonna be scary talk early. Because I'm telling ya, I can't find anything that is scary enough for me. So I said, well, maybe I might have to make up my own scary movie, my own scary shit. But apparently, yeah, I can start over because I only got 3 sentences out. The Shriner Circus outside with the little mini motorcycles. Hear that? Drunks. Okay. Dun 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 dun. Here we go. The screaming stopped at midnight, but the screaming stopped every night at midnight. Every night in their newly constructed house, the screaming started at 11:47 p.m. and ended abruptly at midnight. Not just screaming, disembodied pleading for their life. What's over? What do you guys think? I'm making this up. In a newly developed house, you could hear where no one else has ever lived. You could hear running through the halls, up and down the stairs, pleading, an unknown female begging for her life. And abruptly, it would end at midnight. And then the sound of heavy footsteps would follow, and smoke, the smell of burning smoke, and the suffocating heat, but there would be nothing. There was no fire. There was no murder. There had been no house there before. They had cleared that woods themselves, her and Tim. Now here she was, 6 weeks into living in their dream home alone. They had only been there 2 days when Tim decided he was going to take a Sunday motorcycle drive around this new town they were in. And as day turned into night. Wow, sound effects, huh? How's that for sound effects? How is that for sound effects? I don't even know if you guys are still listening. I thought it was all right for 5 minutes worth of shit. There's some body voices, screaming and begging. It's always a good one. That was pretty good for sound effects. That was craziness. The guy was going by like he was just going to get killed. Because that's where it was leading to. Of course, Tim was going to get in an accident. And that was how that went. But God knows that guy's fucking out there drinking, probably on his motorcycle. I'm not in a mood. What kind of a mood? Like a mood ring? Remember mood rings? Mine was always black. You know what I'm saying? A mood? Me? I find that hard to believe. Never. I'm never in a mood. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Night fever, night fever. You know how to do. Alright, that's it. That's it, people. That's it. I do a lot of research about nothing. Let's play a game. We'll play a game. Who played the Hulk in the original TV series? Anybody want to play trivia? Alright. Alright, here we go. Trivia time, everybody. I know you're all excited. Come on, get your thinking caps on. Everybody get your thinking caps on. Remember that in school? Ministry, do you have your thinking cap on? I forgot the question. What was the question? Oh, Lou Ferrigno. Oh, that was the answer. I gave you the answer. It's Lou Ferrigno. It was who played the original Hulk. Oh. Maybe we should do this like Jeopardy, where I give the answer and then you guys have to guess the question. No, no, no. It's Lou Ferrigno, but I already said the answer. The question was who played the Hulk. And then I answered it like a fool. Like a fool, like a fool. You're in a bad mood? No, no bad mood. We're playing trivia today. Give me a T, give me an R, give me an I-V-I, and an A. What you say, trivia? Come on, guys, give it a go. What do you know? Put your thinking caps on. Sing me a song. Play with my dong. I don't have a dong. I'm not in a bad mood. Play with my dong. I don't have a dong. Dong, where's Grandpa's automobile? Which one of my favorite movies is that line from? Dong, where's Grandpa's automobile? Come on, who's gonna be the first on the board? That's such an easy question. Come on, you guys. Dong, where's Grandpa's automobile? Come on, you guys. It's one of my favorite movies. You're gonna see me in a whiny mood if you don't answer my question. Come on, you guys. Give me a hint. You say it's your birthday. Man, it's my birthday too. Dong. Long duck dong. Come on. It's one of my favorites. Oh my god. No way. Oh, long duck dong. Oh, sexy girlfriend. Oh, sexy girlfriend. Long duck dong. Molly Ringwald. There's a hint. Come on, Molly Ringwald. That's my actual real questions. It's lame. Can anybody tell me what movie Long Duck Dong is a character in? Please. Yes, Ministry. Yes. Ministry on the board. I like to write her name as Mott, like Mott's applesauce. Got Mott's? Yes. Mott is on the board with 16 candles. Who sang the song Bye Bye Miss American Pie? Put the Chevy in the levee, but the levee was dry. Good old boys are drinking whiskey and rye, stating this will be the day that I die. Who sings that song? Besides me. Whoever it is. People can Google. It's fine. I'm only as good as my onions. You guys would be heckling me right now. If I was a fucking comedian, you guys would be in onions saying boo. I'm fucking choking here. I swallowed down the wrong tube. Sorry. Yeah, whiny. Just what I mean. Guys would be having a wine and cheese right now. Look at right now. Literally choking. Choking. I know you guys don't care, but whatever. Choking. I'm sorry, Bobby. Hi, Secret Society. Oh, I'm sorry, I don't feel good. I kicked myself off because I sucked. Came back as a better me. Slapped myself around a bit. Taught myself a lesson in life. There's people in my bush. I doubt you, Bobby. Baby mama. Attacking. Remember that movie? It was wicked funny. Baby mama. It was very funny. Is that cash? I don't forget what it is. Now she was like, well, maybe not. Choking. I'm really choking. Oh my God. You know what's really funny? I'm gonna show you. It's like, not that this is how it really is. I'm just kidding. I'm really not like this, but hedges, like fucking, like they stick out the edge of your fucking bathing suit or something. Like hedges. I think I'm gonna get a what do you call it? Oh my God. When they sculpt. Like scalp bushes. Oh my god. What is that called? I want to get a topiary bush. A mermaid or something. Like a bonsai. Like Mr. Miyagi. I'll have a little fucking Chinese guy come over. Fucking sculpt it. Yeah, no, it's called yak shaving. It's yak shaving. No, I don't have that, but I'm just kidding. It's yak shaving. You end up with a yak when you put off shaving till tomorrow. Yakety yak. Don't talk back. Yak shaving. It doesn't even like sound like what it means. It's so weird. Okay, can you guys hear me? Okay, alrighty. So, I thought what we'd do instead is anybody up for necrophonics? The spirit box. I know we haven't tried it for a while. I don't know if it's anything that anybody would be up for, but it's that spirit box. Oh, thank you, coward. I took it last night. See, I could flip the camera around and be on cam, but I like to be on for a long time and I like to be comfortable. That's why, I mean, if I was going to be on a live stream I knew was short, like say I was doing something in a cemetery or somewhere, I would, well, it's not voodoo. It's not voodoo. It's a sound bank where they're supposed to say that the energies can, I'm still on the fence about it, but I do know that Bobby says, and I was there and she did have some, this particular night. I mean, I don't know if sometimes it's a person that has energies that can attract spirits to them. I do know that particular night, Debbie, Cray Cray Debbie was around, and that was like our best night using it. Did you notice that, Bobby Ramos? Yeah, I went out to dinner with my daughter and her boyfriend last night. We all had the same thing. Believe it or not, we were out to dinner and we had grilled cheese and bacon. I know it sounds stupid, something so simple that you could just make at home, but it's not voodoo. I mean, really, I can't please everybody. I mean, I've been through fucking everything. I've been through scary. I've been through. I'll tell you what. I kind of like the short. It's not as bad as I thought it was gonna be. Did you think it had something to do with Debbie? My fucking dog is like proving his junk works right now. It's kind of sick. I know. And when I said I wanted one, then they all said they wanted one. Yeah, so we just all got the same thing. Last time we were there, I got the roast turkey dinner. It was really good. Yeah, his girlfriend Blanket. He's all out of fucking breath and shit. It's sick. Mom, my junk's working. No, it's not. It is. Look. Look at my butt. No, I'm not looking. You're fucking gross, man. Wow, wow. Stop it. Debbie. Debbie. Wow, wow. And she heard me. Debbie. Especially creepy like that. Why would anybody want to hear you like that, right? Fucked up. Nobody wants to hear that. Nobody, I say.
wow, chicka wow wow. Mom, call Tom Reed. For what? Tell him to get Daisy over here. You are sick. You are sick, Roscoe. Sick pervert. Come on, Daisy. F you, Tom Reed. My junk works. Fucking dog is out of his mind. Out of his mind. He's never going to get over that when Tom Reed told him his junk didn't work. Yeah, am I the only one fucking competing, Ministry? You guys are all in the chat room. I'm the only one up on the piano. Mom, you got some water? Shut up, Roscoe. Rosa is a whore! Oh my God, Ministry, he just read this over my shoulder. She is not a whore. She's divine. She's not divine, Mom. Hey, Rosa. Rosa! You want some of this, Rosa? My mother used to say that to me all the time. Seriously. I missed my calling. What did you think? Again. Roscoe sent him an exact replica of his junk. She's been using it. She has, Ministry. Teddy ain't got nothing on me. He's really crazy. Don't ever listen to him. Teddy's a douchebag. Is that what you wanted me to say, Mom? Douchebag. Her ass, you just threw me under the bus. Teddy's junk doesn't work. And if it did, it's too small to know anyway. Why are you cracking on Teddy, Roscoe? 'Cause, Mom. His mom's a jerk. Oh, you're just sticking up for me? Yeah. Hey, everybody. My dog really does talk. I'm not talking for my dog or anything. It's not like I'm having a conversation, making up voices. I mean, let's be for real. That'd be crazy, okay? Give me a little credit. My dog really does talk, okay? For you people that think I would sit here and make pretend voices for my pets. What's wrong with you? I'm a lunatic does that. Really. Here, but all right. So, everybody. Debbie, I don't think has texted me back. Ralph Cramden. I don't like Ralph Cramden. Hey, Ralphie. You know what that means? Because he was crammed Ed Norton. Look at, see? If you look at his last name, it says basically Ed, but it's D-E. But if you turn it reverse, it's Ed. And then the N is for Norton. Ralph Cram Ed N. Ed Norton. No, why I oughta. To the moon. Oh, sir. No, I don't. Never liked the honeymooners. Never. They never seemed like they were on no fucking honeymoon. He was always bitching. They lived in that one room. Never sat down. Never were comfortable. Had that fucking annoying neighbor upstairs. He looked like a perv. Never liked him. But I do like Ed Norton, the actor. He's funny. Been to the desert on a horse with no name. How do you call your horse with no name? Horsey. I feel bad for poor Maddie. She had such beautiful teeth and her tooth is gone. Shame. What a shame. Westbrook. Westbrook where? Oh, in Connecticut? Did you? Oh, they did? It's a shame. Not a shame.
Hyundai Santa Fe versus Subaru Outback. Hyundai Santa Fe wins.
Hi! What the? Either you've just grown a lot of hair on your chest, or that's bad. Shall we talk about your bottom now, or should we save that for later? What do you want to do?
Your bottom. He says this girl's butt is big. Jonathan Ross. You guys want to hear anything in particular?
What would you like? We could say best for last. Because your bum has become like a force of nature in its own right. It's been, I believe there are like websites devoted to it, and there are children named after it. And it's become...
I don't know who this girl is. He says her bum is big. Her bum.
What a season it's been. Here are my top moments. Don't forget to subscribe to keep getting clips, and thanks for watching.
Where were you shot? Where?
Like in front of my grandmother's house.
But where in your body?
That's like being in the doctor's office, isn't it?
Wow, that's weird. At the Cumberland Farms? Wow, really? At the corner store. Huh.
I'm in the legs, I get hit in my hand and I get hit in the face. So like the fragment portion of it is in my tongue. So it kind of changed the way I speak a little bit. Like,
And you're rapping as well.
yeah.
What is it still in your tongue?
Can you see it?
Yeah, it's great. For
That's
all
50 Cent.
sex.
He said it's great for oral sex, the bullet in his tongue. Did you guys hear that?
The fragment portion of it is in my tongue. So it kind of changed the way I speak a little bit. Like,
And you're rapping as well.
yeah.
What is it still in your tongue?
Can you see it?
Yeah, it's great for oral sex.
Make sure you keep that in this.
Make sure you...
Let me just make a note of that. You've written the songs that are really hard to sing, and they're big anthems, all of them. And so, can you ever tour an album?
Yeah, you just do it. You do it down. Actually, Adele gave me a top tip. She was like, "Yeah, whenever you can't hit the high note, you're like la la la."
Brooklyn put this picture up on Instagram, and he put on it, rocking the old school Ralph Lauren. And look at that, he's got 317,000 likes. Okay.
This is Beckham's.
Cool,
Brooklyn
Ralph
Beckham.
Lauren. And you scroll through the comments,
So the father is, what's his name? David Beckham?
One of the blah, blah, blah. Get down to this one. Mr. David Beckham, that's my jumper.
His father says, that's my sweater you're wearing in your Facebook post.
On this program, honestly.
She's feeling his tongue.
Oh, yeah, I can feel it.
That's 50 cents on there? I gotta see it.
This is him. It's a little video he posted on Instagram to really boast about the number of his followers. Here we go.
Says my mom's back.
This is
No,
kind
that's
of a
a
love story.
wrong one. Hold on.
Because what is this, if not pure, unbridled passion? At Home Goods, you can always get more of what you love for less. Because the best things in life don't cost a fortune. They're found. Home Goods. Go finding.
Oh, it's Helen. Is it Helen Mirren? No.
We could be related. They could.
You're a single gentleman out in the world, you're looking, talking, and you've been talking lately about women that you find attractive. You recently professed your love for Dame Helen Mirren.
Yeah.
And it got a lot of attention. Get a picture of Helen Mirren right here. Now, what is it about Helen Mirren? I agree with you. She's an incredibly talented woman, sexual, but you just went out of your way to say that's the woman who you were most interested in.
Wow. That's something.
I saw her in South of France. I was out there, and she was just looked at me, and this interesting thing was going on in stuff. Like it's just a different thing. Like all Hollywood is rich, but it's another thing. Like it's just like this thing, this confidence thing that's there from being tested and proven. And she looks at you like she knows she's sexy.
Ain't that something? Helen Mirren. This is 3 years ago. Now, how old is Helen Mirren? Ain't that something? He said about her confidence. So it didn't matter her age. It was her confidence that made her sexy. Confidence.
I'm like, husband's not far behind while she's doing this shit. He's not far. He's around. He's like,
Right.
2 seats, 3 seats away. But she still has the habit of looking at you that way. And it's just the way it is.
Yeah.
Do you think it's possible you two could, let's say the husband tomorrow was in a Zeppelin crash? It happens.
A Zeppelin crash.
It's for a popular way of getting around. Is it possible that you two, could that ever happen? Do you think it would be a relationship there someday? As long as he's alive, I wouldn't say yes. I would say yes while he's alive and later. Well, he's alive, yeah. He would say yes. Yeah, it's not right. Not right, because you know what? Yeah. I don't want nobody waiting on me to get knocked off. Yeah, in a crash. Yeah, something, right. It's just not the right thing to do. Yeah, okay. I'll take care of it.
Fucking Conan is funny.
Yeah, if anything, those Teslas are real quiet. You can drive right up.
That's funny. Helen Mirren, huh? He went to Yale?
I have to say, I love this guy from The Fall. It's a fantastic series. I can't watch those films because I made a movie with Dakota's mom 9 years ago.
As it's Christmas time, and we have the nearest thing to royalty on our sofa, and Dame Helen, I wonder, what you do is a little Christmas message, an inspirational Christmas message. Now, what will you do? If you move down to the end of the sofa, so that the Christmas tree is behind you.
Oh, man.
Okay.
It's
And
like
then,
production.
and then we've got, can use, there's words up there.
Yes.
Okay. What's
Hey.
that? Oh.
Here he is when he's on the Rachel Ray show.
Who makes you goofy? When's the last time you met someone? Because you meet everybody in your world.
Yeah, just
When's the last time you were starstruck? You were like, oh, what?
I was at a basketball game,
Yeah.
a Knicks game, and I sat next to Meryl Streep,
And you were like,
and I was like, I'm regular. I felt like I was normal again. This is really about you know this, right?
He felt like he was normal again.
And it seemed like everybody got a memo because when you look at all of the pictures, like her husband's right on the other side, and nobody has him in the pictures. It's just me and she did it on purpose. Don't play with me. That's mine. You keep that at the house. Okay? All of the photographers knew to just take the picture and put it there like that. And it was interesting because her aura is so strong.
Here's Johnny Depp here.
you may know our first guest is Captain Jack Sparrow. Edward
Now, this is in 2012, before he met Amber Heard, but I do believe he was with that woman in France that he has the 2 kids with. Vanessa?
Or Willy Wonka. I know him just as that guy I used to date. Please welcome, for the first time on the show, Johnny Depp.
Everybody loves Johnny Depp, right?
How are you?
2012, this is. Oh, the cartoon guy went to Yale, not 50 Cent.
We took into account that there's going to be a lot of that, so we accounted for the time. Now, I know that you're a pretty private guy, pretty quiet guy, and most of your off time is spent being very quiet. So is this kind of like stimulation overload when you have to
Doubt it.
promote a movie?
Well, it's always a little strange when you end up out there in the world. I stay home a lot. I'm not kidding.
Right. And I also stay home a lot, but I do this every day, so I'm used to it. But I would assume for someone like you, and this is part of it, because a movie set is very different than the press part. And the press part is, and people love you, so they go crazy when they see you. So there's a lot of noise.
Listen,
It's so weird, too, because he was always fucking reckless, destroying places.
it's a very different thing when you're playing a character. You know what I mean? As a character, you can do virtually anything. But as yourself,
Awkward.
yeah,
Right.
yeah, very awkward.
And do you, because you played some really iconic characters, and when you read a script and they're always really these, fantastical, magical characters, do you look at it and go, I know exactly?
I think it's interesting, Ministry, to go back on things from before the Amber Heard thing and see what was going on with him. This is from 1999 on David Letterman.
I'm all right. I'm good. How are you?
So, 99 to 2012. 13 years later, the screaming was just like went on for fucking at least 2 minutes. Went on for 23 seconds here.
I'm pretty good. Congratulations. Have you just had a child, a baby, a son, or have you had how long?
A little girl.
A little girl.
6 months ago.
Congratulations. Well, that's great. You like that? Do I like? Yeah. Did you always want kids? Did you want to?
Yeah, but ministry, I think it has a lot to do with cults and Dr. Feelgoods and Scientology and all kinds of shit. Hollywood mobs.
Oh, yeah, I love it.
Yeah. Did you come from a big family, small family?
Yeah, 4 kids. 4 kids. I guess it's sort of normal sized family.
And when you, now that you're a parent, do you remember? Does it immediately connect you to what your parents were trying to do when they were raising you?
No.
Really?
No, not remotely. No.
Are you good at being a father?
I am, in fact. Yeah. Yeah, I do all the stuff, you know, diapers, vomit, yeah,
Really?
all the stuff, burping.
Yeah. Do you change the diapers on a regular basis, or you did it once just so you could tell people, oh, no, I changed the diapers?
I try to do it at least once a week, so that you don't want to lose your...
But that's just about all a kid needs changed, isn't it? About once a week?
Yeah, twice.
That's the way it goes, yeah. And where do you live now?
I'm still pretty transient. I'm all over the place between Europe, France.
But, now here's something though that very few people know. The 30-year history of the iconic LA hotspot, the Viper Room, okay? It was opened in 1993 by Johnny Depp and his 21 Jump Street co-star Sal Jenko. Now, it says that they're set to build a new 12-story high residential building complete with housing units, numerous restaurants, and a luxury hotel, a redesigned music venue, and a recording studio. It's located in the heart of Hollywood. Now, this particular article was on March 2022. If I had Google Earth, which I don't right now, I would Google Earth that address, 8852 West Sunset Boulevard, to see exactly what's going on around there and if that's some regentrification going on there. So now let's not forget that River Phoenix died outside of there, okay? River Phoenix died of a drug overdose as his younger brother Joaquin watched on. The bar was also reportedly the home to a secret underground celebrity poker ring, which hosted high-stakes games for the likes of Leonardo DiCaprio, Ben Affleck, and Tobey Maguire. Now, I wonder if they owed money what ended up happening. But here's one of the most interesting ones. No, I've always been on the same page as you, ministry, mind you. So I think that there's a lot more to what's going on here. In 2001, okay, when Depp's business partner, Anthony Fox, reportedly accused the Pirates of the Caribbean star of fraud while running the Viper Room, he allegedly disappeared days before he was set to testify in court again, never to be seen again. Never to be seen again. He was only 23 when he died from a reported combined drug intoxication of cocaine and heroin on Halloween in 1993. Also alleged that he took a Valium. He was attending a performance at the Viper Room of his friend's band called P that night. He got thrown out by security. And began having convulsions. His girlfriend later said the heroin that killed him didn't happen until he was in the Viper Room. Here it says, this other guy okay, Anthony Fox. Last seen December 19th, 2001. The Viper Room faced legal woes in 1999 when Depp's partner, Fox, reportedly accused him of fraud, claiming he was mismanaging funds at the Viper Room and hiding millions of dollars in profits from him through shady accounting. He was supposed to testify against Depp in court in December 2001, but he mysteriously disappeared days before and still hasn't been found to this day. How scary is that? Also, there was a few. Maybe I could save it on the other one.
Watch me. Watch me pirouette with style and grace. An open floor of inspiration. Mr. Depp, have you ever physically assaulted Miss Heard?
Never.
Have you ever sexually assaulted Miss Heard?
Never. Certainly not.
What have you lost as a result of Miss Heard making these allegations against you? Robert Downey Jr. did not leave Johnny Depp's side at all. The Iron
Robert Downey Jr., huh?
Man star was actually in the same situation as Depp a few years back. A lot of people left Johnny when the allegations of him being an abuser surfaced. In reality, these were all lies made up by his ex-wife, Amber Heard. Johnny lost his friends, some fans.
But an abuser is not only physical.
All his jobs, the movies he was filming even cut him off. The allegations weren't even proven that time, yet they were so quick to fire him. He said in court the other day that he lost everything because of Amber Heard. Mr. Depp, have you ever physically assaulted Miss Heard?
Never.
Have you ever sexually assaulted Miss Heard?
Never.
Okay, we won't.
Montana Unsolved Missing Persons Cases Number 3. John Reamer. Reamer was last seen on March 27, 1994, when his girlfriend, Darcy Kamerman, dropped him off at his apartment on Wilder Street in Helena, Montana. They had spent the weekend with their young son, visiting Cape.
Hi, thanks for joining us for today's episode. We'll be discussing 3 cases with links to witchcraft. But first, we want to remind you that we're still releasing new episodes of our podcast, Into the Killing. We with things like UFO encounters, sighting. So if you're interested in witchcraft, talk about our new sponsor, Switchcraft. You play Bailey, who's a great representation of people being judged, but secretly may have kidnapped Lydia. Make sure you check it out. Type of folk magic that has its roots in the Pennsylvania Dutch. A practitioner of powwow is sometimes called a powwower. John Weimar, who was born in 1885 and lived in York County, Pennsylvania, was a powwower from a young age. When he was 7, he started treating sick and injured people with remedies and spells. As a young adult, he worked as cigar factory.
That's it.
You can learn a lot about psychology on the internet. And I'm not talking about the dubious websites that let you diagnose yourself by listing off a bunch of symptoms. Those can be really misleading. And if you're worried about your health, you're much better off talking to a doctor. No, I'm talking about how the internet is an amazing and bizarre place to understand how humans work. Just log into Reddit or Twitter and you'll see people doing a bunch of really strange things.
True. Very true.
And psychologists have spent years trying to figure out why. Like, why is it impossible to win an argument on the internet no matter how right you clearly are? I've got an explanation. Let's be honest. We all try to win arguments on the internet, even though we know it's pointless. Sometimes when you're scrolling through your Facebook or Twitter feed, bad opinions and misunderstandings just jump out at you, and you have to set your friends and followers straight. But if it seems like your impeccable logic is always met with hostility and digging in, well,
We know how that is.
that's exactly what's happening. Psychologists have put a lot of thought into how people argue, both online and off, and they've found plenty of reasons why people rarely change their minds. Part of the problem is that correcting someone can actually strengthen the memory and influence of their original belief, the one you think is clearly wrong.
Hyundai Santa Fe versus
Sounds
Subaru
real.
Outback.
Good. I'm glad I found something you like finally. Yay.
And influence of their original belief, the one you think is clearly wrong. It's known as the backfire effect. A study in the Journal of Consumer Research in 2005 demonstrated this by giving 335 people a list of science facts and myths, then clarifying right afterward which were true and which weren't. 30
Is it too fast? Should I slow it down?
minutes later, they asked half of the subjects which things on the list were true, and they were pretty good at separating myth from fact. But when they tested everyone else 3 days later, that group made a lot of mistakes. Specifically, they recalled a lot of the false statements as true, but not the other way around. Psychologists think that's because we use how familiar something is as a guide to whether it's true, and all you need to do to make something familiar is to repeat it. This is
So that's why people who want to keep spreading bad stuff keep repeating it over and over again.
That doesn't seem to always happen when people's false beliefs are corrected. Some studies have failed to find a backfire effect, especially when the topic was political. But pointing out exactly how wrong your Facebook friend is often involves repeating their false beliefs. And when you do that, it's possible that the backfire effect just makes them more sure they're right. Another challenge is that we all suffer from confirmation bias. We can look at the same evidence but come to different conclusions based on what we believe is true. If evidence confirms what you already believe, it jumps out at you and you
Yeah, but you would think black and white is black and white.
pay attention to it. Meanwhile, we tend to gloss over contradictory evidence and just forget about it. 2013's
Shapes are just a
Fucking
psychologists still
stupid cat. I'm
for
sorry.
millions of Facebook profiles.
12,000 arguments on a subreddit forum called Change My
Fucking
View.
just talk.
Suffer from confirmation bias. We can look at the same evidence but come to different conclusions based on what we believe is true. If evidence confirms what you already believe, it jumps out at you and you pay attention to it. Meanwhile, we tend to gloss over contradictory evidence and just forget about it. A 2013 study with more than 1,000 participants showed this
That sounds real familiar.
with political beliefs. People were shown the results of a fictional study about gun violence and were asked whether the evidence supported gun control. But since the study was made up, the researchers made two versions. One in which the data were in support of control measures and another where the data were flipped. When people were then asked whether the study they read supported gun control, the data barely made a difference.
Wow.
If the person supported gun control, they thought the data did too, and vice versa. Ironically, the researchers found that being better at math made this effect worse. You'd think people with better math skills would be more likely to interpret the data objectively, but instead, they tended to recalculate the information in their heads in a way that justified their existing belief. So even if you
So it doesn't matter. People believe what they want to believe.
got some super solid evidence in support of your position, showing it to those who disagree might actually lead them to the opposite conclusion. But if, despite all of this, you still find yourself thinking that you just have to try to change someone's mind because, dang it, they are wrong on the internet, there is some good news. There's also research on what might work. One group of researchers analyzed a whopping 12,000 arguments on a subreddit forum called Change My View to see what the arguments that successfully changed people's minds had in common. They found the most effective tactic was to pick wording that was unlike that of the other side. Maybe because unfamiliar wording was a sign that the arguments were new information. Like if someone's arguing that Kirk was the best Starfleet captain because he led with his gut instinct, pointing out all the times Kirk's instincts have put the crew in danger might not be that effective. Instead,
So this is why Amber Heard is getting the short end of the stick, because all the titles of the videos are saying how Camille's lawyer, but if you notice, Camille's lawyer isn't objecting as much. Do you know why? Because somebody told Camille's lawyer, cut the fucking shit. You're looking like a fool and you're very predictable. I mean, she was making it so there could never be a testimony made from anybody. She was in no way, shape, or form. Yes, there is no limit to how many times an objection can be made. But if you notice now, she's just sitting there smiling and she's not objecting at all. And I've seen quite a bit of strange testimony going on. I just think this is some kind of a fucking weird publicity thing going on. I don't know.
you might have more success arguing that Picard always opted for the peaceful solution. That kind of shift in language is more likely to change the person's mind, whereas using really similar wording, especially quoting them directly, is seen as nitpicking. The researchers also found that when the original poster used the word we instead of I to describe their position, the arguments were less likely to change their minds, probably because they were more entrenched in their viewpoint. And if the debate went back and forth more than 4 times, it wasn't likely to go anywhere. So if you are still arguing on that thread from weeks ago, you might just want to walk away. Even with the more successful tactics, though, very few people were convinced to change their minds. And a lot of people are going to this forum because they say they're...
That's funny, that use of the word we, because remember, I kept saying that before. Why do these people keep using we when they're arguing with me?
Open to change. So no matter how strong your arguments are, it's probably worth picking your battles. Don't get too discouraged when you can't change the other person's mind. We're just wired that way. Well, now that we know that internet arguments are basically a waste of time, we can focus on more productive lines of thought, like what Facebook knows about us. We share our opinions, favorite music, and personal stories all the time. But how much of that does the website remember?
All of it, probably.
Mark Zuckerberg stole my grandma's favorite sausage casserole recipe. She is going to be so angry. Here's a video with Hank to hopefully ease your grandma's mind.
If you have a Facebook account, you probably started wondering, how much does Mark Zuckerberg really know about you?
Well, Mark Zuckerberg seemed to be robotic in that trial. There was something totally not real about Mark Zuckerberg, in my opinion. And I'm sorry. That was very weird with Mark Zuckerberg's trial there. I don't know, man. He didn't seem real, in my opinion.
And the rest of the site's 2 billion users. One company in particular, Cambridge Analytica, was recently in the news because they took data from millions of Facebook profiles and used them in political campaigns.
He sure seems to be now, don't he? I'm wondering how many others are.
Questionable or no consent from the users. So what does knowing which means
You have to admit, it is weird that Elon Musk is involved in this whole fucking thing, too. Not meaning to talk about that, but strange, right?
tell companies about you? And does it make you an easy target for marketing and manipulation? Turns out you can potentially glean a lot about personality from Facebook data, but while these data can help companies fine-tune some ads, we're not sure if it's enough power to do something like manipulate your voting behavior. Let's start back in 2013 when researchers at the University of Cambridge Psychometric Center got permission from over 50,000 Facebook users to see what they clicked like on. These users also took a long survey on things like their big 5 personality traits, intelligence tests, life satisfaction, political and religious views, and even whether their parents had been divorced or whether they'd used various drugs. Then the researchers designed an algorithm that basically determined which Facebook likes were correlated to the private information from the surveys. Overall, there were over 9 million possible likes, which meant the computer found some surprising relationships. Like you might guess that someone with a high score on an intelligence test might like science on Facebook, but curly fries and Morgan Freeman's voice were also closely associated. And it's not a huge stretch that the people who scored most extroverted clicked on dancing or socializing, but they were also fans of Michael.
I don't know what that has to do with anything.
Jordan and Chris Tucker. These researchers then tried to flip the algorithm. How well could their computer program guess your private information, knowing only your likes? Turns out, it did the best at guessing a person's gender and race, with over 90% accuracy in each, but the accuracy varied depending on different categories. One of the hardest things to get.
I did my own research on fucking internet. I don't know, I put it on a playlist. I thought it was pretty interesting myself, but maybe nobody else did. Just because I tried to figure it out myself, like why people act like they do. I'm not sure where. Tell me, do you wanna get freaky? Maybe I don't know where it is. right, Bobby. All right, here we go. I thought I had done one. Oh, yeah. Sup, YouTubers, your girl Survivor here. I'm just making this video, like, because, I don't know, it'll be short and I'm going to make it in part, but this is, the latest $2 scratch ticket, and I won $2. Anyway, I've been wanting to make a video pertaining to something that I myself have been, I've had to experience myself. I don't like to use the word victims because I don't think you're a victim until you label yourself that way. And that's the victim. That victim label is definitely something that the people who victimize you want you to use. So I don't use that. So I didn't quite know how to address it. I didn't want it to be a video where it's specifically targeted at the event, but the particular event that I witnessed is what drove me to have to understand the... Now, I want people to realize that I made this video because I needed to understand what was happening to me, okay? It only has 8 likes and 1 comment and 183 views. Now, normally, if you were a mod on a channel of 165,000 subs, okay, in a community pretty well liked, like, let's think about this. We've got Sharon V and me. Now, he didn't boot Sharon V before he was promoting her channel. Me, as soon as I got cancer, he made me out to be a kook. I never asked him to promote my channel prior to. But see, I really think that, and I'm not being funny and egotistical here or anything, but I was pretty well liked. Pretty well liked. And I think that cancer being what cancer is and such a worldwide disease, that it's possible with his...
As a dermatologist, I know that
with his support, my channel probably would have grown pretty quickly. Okay? And a woman with stage 3 breast cancer would have gotten the support that any person with any type of health scare like that deserves. Everybody deserves to be supported in, life. But instead, he decided to blacklist me, slander me, defamation. So instead of having any, support at that time, this particular video was made December. Sup, YouTubers, your girl Survivor here. I'm just making this video. December 18th, 2020. So that's 2 months and 10 days after being diagnosed with stage 3 cancer. Okay. And then totally ostracized. That's why there's 8 thumbs up and 1 comment. Had to experience myself. Now, if you go back to the September, the Black Eyed Susan one, where at that time I was still a mod on Chosen One channel, and that was when they had done the first biopsy of the lump initially found in the breast, and I hadn't got the results back, but I was speaking out about it. There's over 70 wonderful comments. 2 months later, there's 1 comment here from Zombie Queen, my friend. I don't like to use the word victims because I don't think I don't use that. So I didn't quite know how to address it. I didn't want it to be a video where it's specifically targeted at the event. But what I did was research, trying to figure out. I don't understand what's going on here, man. The particular event that I witnessed is what drove me to have to understand the psychology behind what I was witnessing. Because I can't quite wrap my head around it without being informed. I have to know what makes these people tick. And hopefully you guys are interested in it as well. I probably will have to do the video in parts because I'm going to need to cross over from when internet trolling becomes cyberbullying. Because there is a point where it becomes cyberbullying. From studies that are shown, see, trolls will go around, and usually trolls are antisocial. Okay? And the internet has provided them with anonymity. So, but they did a study where they took some people because they wanted to know if, regular people, just everybody, if it had something to do with the mind or if they actively were a troll. What they found was the first thing was that they wanted to make them in a good mood or a bad mood. So, they did certain things. Sup, YouTubers, your Girl Survivor here. And I want to get back to that difference between trolling and just trying to disrupt a discussion and thinking it's all in good fun, to cyberbullying created by sadism. I'm trying to, okay. When everybody will say, say in the Chosen One community, that's just for example, and they will say to somebody, sup YouTubers, your Girl Survivor here. These are the type of posts that the fake Survivor Girl clone puts up. So if anybody sees this. Now this particular avatar in this video is, I'm gonna see if I can't, yeah. Not sure how to do it. I don't know how to screen share. Survivor Girl clone puts up. So if anybody sees this, you can rest assured this isn't me. I certainly wouldn't say this to myself, but this is how sick people are. Sup, YouTubers, your girl Survivor here. These are the type of posts that the fake Survivor Girl clone puts up. So if anybody sees this, you can rest assured this isn't me. I certainly wouldn't say this to myself, but this is how sick people are and how sick other people are to allow these kind of comments to be on their videos. Sup, YouTubers, your girl Survivor here. I don't know. Not sure how to. Sup, YouTubers, your girl Survivor here. These are the type of posts that the fake Survivor Girl clone puts up. So if anybody sees this, you can rest assured this isn't me. I certainly wouldn't say this to myself, but this is how sick people. I don't know how to do it. I'm trying to share videos, but I don't know how to do it. I don't know. I don't really fucking know. I really don't. I really don't.
So I shut my thing down over there. Because as I sit here and I take a look at my channel and I think about the shit that fucking came out of their aggressive campaign, it was really just wasted time. And I could talk to them blue in the face about things that matter to me or that I care about or that people care about or that or anything in the world, but because a bunch of lowlifes that wanted to harass people. And they actually used two people that were going through real life things. Like I was going through cancer, and Vern, sorry to mention you, was going through mental health issues. And if you look at what happened was they used both of us in entertainment. Like Vern sits there with two people. I sit here with 12. And douchebags will have 80 people in their room. And those douchebags, they didn't meet people like themselves when they first started. I unfortunately had douchebags around me. I'm not doing this.